I have with me former Union Minister Mr. Yashwant Sinha. Yashwant Sinha ji, you must have seen Mr. Dulat's interview. He says the crisis management group cooped up when it came to handling the hijacking of the Indian Airlines flight.
It's very easy to be wise after the events are over. And we are looking at events which are more than 15-year-old. Most people in the country would not have memories of those days. And therefore, one can get away with whatever one wants to say. I've seen Mr. Dulat's subsequent statements in which he has said that the crisis management group was given all the authority and there was no goof up and the government took a political decision, where he is right, because it was a political call and the government of the day took a political call.
No, political call, but there was a delay. He says crisis management group, when it first met, when the plane was standing in Amritsar, that it was just, everybody just kept blaming the other, passing the buck rather than take a decision.
I was not present in the CMG meeting, and therefore it will not be right for me to comment in any detail on what transpired in the CAG meeting. But I think there is one point which I'd like to make it absolutely clear, and that was that from the word go, when the plane was hijacked from Kathmandu, the concern of the government was to save lives. Our most important concern was that we should save the lives of the passengers who were being held hostage. Now, what is the decision which the CMG could have taken? They could have put obstacles in the path of the aircraft so that the aircraft doesn't take off. Suppose, after seeing this development, the terrorists had blown up the aircraft and killed themselves and killed all the hostages. What would be the discussion today in the country? So therefore, as I said in the beginning, it's very easy to think coolly about things when they are well past various years, but it is very difficult to come to the right conclusion.
So you believe the government of the day took the right decisions and at the right time?
I believe that the government of the day took the correct decision. We had, as I said in the beginning, we were quite clear in our mind that the lives of the passengers must be saved.
So when you say correct decision, I hope you're conscious of the fact that there's a huge controversy with regards to the government's decision of the day to release some terrorists, dreaded terrorists like Masood Azhar.
Anyone who is criticizing that decision.
Farooq Abdullah, Mr. Dulat says, was furious with the government's decision.
Yeah, but Farooq Abdullah was not taking the decision. It was the government of India which was taking the decision. And anyone who is criticizing that decision should come out openly and say we should have sacrificed the lives of the passengers, held firm and not released the terrorists.
So you believe there was no other option?
There was no option. There was absolutely no option except to whittle down their demand as much as you could through negotiations, and then the very minimum had to be accepted.
So he also makes the point that India found itself really friendless in a way, because you knocked on several doors. You knocked on the American door. Apparently all CIA stations were away on Christmas, so there wasn't much by way of help forthcoming from that quarter. Pakistan, of course, was an enrolled party, so it was not helping. The government in UAE didn't help you when the plane landed at Dubai. Wasn't that a failure on the part of the then government?
It was not, because the plane went via Dubai to Kandahar.
Lahore, Dubai, Kandahar.
Lahore, Dubai, Kandahar after Amritsar. And we were in touch with the authorities in Dubai. Within that time which was available, no negotiations could be held. And once the plane had left the territory of India, or even when the plane was in the territory of India briefly, the issue was negotiation to talk to the people who had hijacked the flight and arrive at some settlement. So that effort continued in Dubai. Pakistan, of course, you are right in saying that they were not interested. They didn't raise a little finger to help India. And ultimately, we had to deal with a situation in Kandahar.
So, sir, can you tell us, he also alludes to the fact in his book that, there was this talk of money changing hands. Did government of India...
I am not aware of it. This issue did not come up in the meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Security. And there are many people today who make the allegation that Yashwant Singh went because he was carrying money. And Yashwant Singh had to go because we needed a political person to be in charge on the spot. If something had gone wrong at the last moment, who would have taken the political decision? That is the reason why Yashwant Singh went to Kandahar and has been carrying that cross all along, all these years. But as far as money is concerned, there was absolutely no discussion in the Cabinet Committee on Security, and I don't think there was any money transacted.
So one last question, and the most important one. He quotes former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee as having said after they lost the elections that what happened in 2000, that Gujarat was a mistake.
I am not privy to this, but I like to make one comment. All of us have served in very sensitive positions in the Government of India. All of us are repositories of many secrets, and it's best that those secrets go to the grave with us. We should not talk about them. And if the oath of secrecy is violated so freely, then it will become impossible for the government to function. Who will the Prime Minister trust? And what Mr. Dulat, when Mr. Dulat says this, he also says that it was his last official call on Prime Minister Vajpayee.
Farewell call.
Farewell call. So let farewell be treated like a farewell call, and not other issues.
Do you think Gujarat was a mistake, the way that your government handled?
I am not venturing any opinion, but I think it is already in public domain what Mr. Vajpayee felt and what he said on this issue.
Mr. Yashwant Singh, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. With camera person Anil, this is Javed Ansari in New Delhi for India Today.